Water is the elixir of life, not just in form of a notion, but also in the form of scientific, socio-cultural, historical, religious, as well as our industrial and agricultural history. The green planet Earth would not have survived in the solar system as the only habitable planet for life to perpetuate if it didn't have water. Today, we are exploring other members of the solar system to identify any water resources available in them. But till now, the most prominent planet that has water is Earth. 70% of Earth is water and only 30% of it is landmass. And out of that 70%, a majority of it is seawater or salt water. So our freshwater resources are very, very limited and restricted to only a very few percent. And that is either available in the form of rivers, lakes, bogs, swamps, rivulets, tributaries, distributaries, riverines, and very small lakes, and in the underground water table. Water is recharged through the process of precipitation that comes on the surface in the form of rain and snow and charges the groundwater table, and the excess water that falls on the land floats into the surface water resources and also percolates down into our groundwater resource. Without water, it is impossible for any life to survive, whether an unicellular animal or plant or a multicellular complex species such as humans. No one can survive without water. Various animals and plants have adapted in ways to survive by limited water resources. However, there is no living component on the earth that can survive completely without water. The water resources are not only important for our existence, but it's also important for the survival because of the fact that we need water to sustain our cellular growth. 95% of our cells are filled with water. Without water, we could not survive or maintain the turgid pressure inside our cell. Whether it's a plant cell or an animal cell or a viral or a microbial cell, this water is essential in various forms for various stages of their life cycle to survive. Water is also attributed deeply to our socio-cultural and religious faiths. We worship water, we worship river, we worship various forms of precipitation that comes and charges the aquatic resources of the planet. The aquatic ecosystem, both lotic and lentic, which means both static and floating, are essential, whether it is freshwater ecosystem or terrestrial ecosystem or coastal or marine ecosystem. Nothing can survive on this planet without the support of water. Freshwater or saltwater, it is essential for the survival of both invertebrates and vertebrates like fishes, reptiles, amphibians, mammals and birds. A huge number of fishes, reptiles, amphibians, as well as animals and mammals particularly, survive due to the availability of water. Without these water resources, we would start losing our biodiversity. Many of the forests regenerate because of the distribution of rivers, rivulets, tributaries, and distributaries passing through them. Hence, water is important for the survival of the ecosystem. Water is also important for the survival of our economy. Trade and commerce is dependent on water, not only for the need of water for industrial and agricultural growth, but also for the purpose of surface transportation. Whether we are transporting through the rivers and lakes or we are transporting across oceans and seas, it's important. Our ocean liners carrying huge number of goods, oil, and other natural resources from one country to another is dependent on the surface water transportation. And without water, our economy will collapse. Looking into agriculture too, without water, there is no hope for agriculture. We are looking for environment friendly and sustainable approaches to reduce the dependency of water in agriculture as well as in our industrial processes. But till date, we need a continuous supply of water, both for our industrial and agricultural growth to survive on this planet, to make our economy survive. At the same time, water is also essential for the survival of the forest, the various biomes, ecosystems, and various natural environments. Whether it's a landlocked nation, or an oceanic country, or an island nation, or a vast geographical landmass, without water or without connection to seas, without connection to oceans, or without connection to rivers and streams, the economy of a nation is down to be degraded, because we need those transportation purpose for our economy as well as our commerce to survive, to sustain our financial system, to sustain the global populations. So water is essential in every aspect of life that we look in, whether it's biological, geological, geographical, economical, physical, or chemical, or biophysiochemical. It is an indispensable resource or a natural resource which is finite in nature, and it contributes to our life, to our growth and success as a human civilization, and also for the success of humans as a race, and also for the conservation and security of our ecosystem and biodiversity. Water is an essential resource that we cannot neglect, and truly expressed as one of the most important source of our livelihood and economic and ecological sustenance. Shoikat Kumar Basu, Bureau Report, Kalinga Chronicle TV.